Justice Harlan was born in Kentucky. His father was a lawyer and politician. He grew up, went to Centre College, went on to Transylvania University for law school, and that's a remarkable thing because actually it was very uncommon in the 19th century for lawyers to go to law school. In fact, when he joined the court in 1877, he was the only member of the court that held a law degree. All the other members of the court had been apprenticed into the law profession. Harlan was not a terribly successful politician in electoral politics. He had attempted to run for governor in Kentucky. He had run for legislative office. Had some success in elective office, but not extraordinary success. He had much more success in the legal system. I believe he was an attorney general of the state of Kentucky prior to becoming a Supreme Court justice. Justice Harlan is probably best remembered for his dissents on the court. He's one of those small group of justices whose most important contribution to our constitutional tradition is disagreements with his fellow justices. Most importantly in some of the cases involving civil rights and racial equality. His most famous dissent was probably in Plessy versus Ferguson, a case that was a forerunner to Brown versus Board of Education. It was a case in which 8 of the 9 justices voted to uphold the principle of what they called separate but equal, which allowed states to establish separate facilities for people of the white race and others. And Justice Harlan dissented strenuously from that view. He uttered some words that have great resonance and have had enormous consequence in our constitutional tradition, including the present. He's responsible for having coined the phrase, a colorblind constitution. He said in that case that there is no caste in the United States, that our Constitution is colorblind and neither knows nor tolerates classes among its citizens. He wasn't a well-known, successful national politician before coming to the court. Supreme Court justices, really, unlike other high offices in the federal government, sometimes come from people who are relatively obscure in terms of national politics. When we name buildings and public monuments, it indicates a certain aspiration by the public. Well, it can indicate either a certain appreciation of public service, or a certain admiration, or in some cases a certain aspiration. I think probably Justice Harlan falls in that last category. He's not a public hero. He's not a person that our students are likely to find prominently featured in their textbooks. It's of great significance that Harlan had the long view and the depth of vision to be able to condense the spirit of our constitutional order. And I think it's appropriate then that a high school would bear his name.